on some dark and stormy night, while the tempest blows. If someone whistles, that's mysterious Moe.
Take him off. We know you.
There's a man of mystery that's roaming through the land. Ooh. Far and near you hear of him, he's found on every hand. Every city, town, and village knows of him by now. There's a way to recognize him, let me tell you how. If you're past that midnight dark by a graveyard road and someone whistles, that's mysterious Moe. Or on a dark and stormy night while the tempest blows, if someone whistles, that's mysterious Moe. He sees all, he knows all, he gets in everywhere. Some night he might wait for you up on the stairs, so when you're going down the cellar, walk upon your toes. And if someone whistles, that's mysterious Moe.
Hey, ooh, ah, ooh,
Come here.
Everybody's talking of me everywhere you go.
Who I am or what I am, nobody seems to know.
In the mountains, at the seashore, anywhere at all. Any time of day or night, you're apt to hear me call.
Yeah, well, you know, but you know.
That's mysterious Moe's. mouse.
That's Mysterious Mouse.
That's Mysterious Mouse.
And a one fish, two fish. And a one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. And a one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. Alright, that seems fine. And a red fish, blue fish. Alright, that seems fine. Let's take a quick peek over at YouTube. Oh no, I don't have YouTube up. Let's take a quick peek over at YouTube. Oh no, I don't have YouTube up. Let's take a quick peek over at YouTube. Is a go. All right. I'm going to work a little bit on the Dew Light outfit. It is nigh done. Yo, Leo, how you going? I just need to make some... I need a few more hierarchical material files for this, and I need to render thumbnails for the hierarchical material files and the D-Force presets, and this is pretty much ready for me to zip up and send over to Valkyrie for her to then make her texture add-on. So I'm gonna make you suffer through that first. I'm halfway through the hierarchical material files right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish those up. So when I render them out, I will also be testing them at the same time. So we're going to do that. And I'm in my thumbnail file. So I've got all the clean versions done. So now we're going to do dirty versions. So I'm going to kind of select something in the scene and double click on that. And that tells me basically I am doing a black, black, and black. Although, those are supposed to be... Oh, I know what happened here. I know what happened. I saved this with the wrong thing, so I'm going to resave the black. So we're going to reapply black to the belt. I think that's better. Did I put black on there? Did I select the belt? I think it's good. So I have to resave this one. Select that, come over here, hit that button, hierarchical material preset. We're going to overwrite the black. Say yes, we're not including the Genesis, and accept that, and it should be good to go. All right. And now the worn version. Black and black. Come over here. We're looking for worn black right there. Apply that. There's a button in here. I'm using a black material for the buttons, but we want the worn black material for the buttons, so apply that. There we go. Select this. Come over here. I have to do this 12 times, so hang tight. Hierarchical material pose preset. I'm going to do black, but this is worn. Worn black. There we go. How are you today, Leo, by the way? Did I ever get around to... I don't think I ever got around to making links for you. I don't know if I actually got the links for you. I probably forgot already, didn't I? All right, worn black is done. the blue. Okay, that's blue, and we're using the trims. Okay, so I'm going to select that and select that. So we're going to apply Warren Blue. I'm going to select the Warren Blue with the ornaments, like so. And we need a Warren Silver for that. Okay, save that out. So we're going to say blue, and we're going to say Warren. And don't save the Genesis, but everything else. Okay, so my brown is basically, you're doing all right, just fiddling with the Actor Mixer plugin for CC5, trying to make custom characters. Oh, nice. Okay, that is brown, that is tan. Did I get the, oh, did I make a Leo command? Did I already forget? Oh, look at that. I do have a, you're right, I do have one. Doe. There's the Leo command. Check him out. All right, Warren Brown. That's got Warren Tan. And we've got these little wooden buttons here, so that's going to be Warren Wood. Come back over to here, do that. Hierarchical material preset. It's going to be brown, but we're going to say Warren. Don't check the Genesis, and there we go. This is Floral 01. So that is a tan. That is the floral. These are the floral trims. And I think that's a brass button, or is that an ivory button? I can't remember. That's the ivory button. Okay. So there's the worn floral. And then we're going to match that with the worn tan. Then I'm going to take this and this. And they get the worn floral 01 ornament trim. And then we have the button, which is going to be the dirty ivory. There we go. And then save that. I have my content management system turned off, so saves are going pretty quick. Don't save that. I say yes. And then I think this is, how did I get you set up? So we got that with Floral 2, brown, and then the Floral 2 trim. And I think that's a gold button. So there's Floral 2, the dirty version. We're going to use the dirty brown. I'm going to select both of these and apply the ornate trim for the floral like that. Is that right? That does not look right. I think I got that one wrong. I'm going to have to redo. I'm going to have to resave this map file right here, I believe. Let me see. What do you say? That's Floral 1. All right, I got Floral 1 in there. Dingity dang it. So I'm going to have to resave and re-render that thing. What are you? That's Floral 2. I got those backwards. Dope. Well, that's easy enough to fix. We can just rename them. Rename. I'm going to do that. I'm going to come over here and rename that. I'm going to come over here. I have to clean that name up again. Rename that. There we go. Disaster averted, I believe. Can I refresh? Yes, there we go. It's a little hard to see what I'm doing. I understand that. I can barely see what I'm doing. And I have some sort of idea what's going on. Okay. Hierarchical material pose preset. Floral 2, but worn. I should put that on the clipboard. And we don't save the Genesis. And we're good to go. All right, what's next? Green. This is the hero texture right here. Okay, so that's going to be worn green. Right there. We're going to use the worn green trim with the ornate on it. I'm going to do worn brown on the belt. And I think that was brass, so we're going to do the worn brass on the buttons. And then save that out. I should probably make like every other one of these with the tattered texture, I think. So we're going to redo these. We're going to apply our tattered opacity map to half of the worn textures. Anyhow, what am I? I'm setting a hierarchical material preset. You're going to be green. We're going to say worn. Okay, I'm going to think. Okay, so if I do every other one, tattered. So I'll put a tattered texture on here. There we go. Just like that. And then we'll resave that over this one here. So I'm overwriting worn green. I'm going to overwrite worn blue, and I'm going to overwrite floral 1. To give us the tattered options. So what did I say? I'm going to bring in the blue. Put the tattered opacity map on that. Pop back over to here and resave the worn blue. Oops. Let's try that again. Oh, I need to select the Genesis. That's why it's whining at me. Right there is good. Yes. Boop. Yep. Okay. Worn floral 1. I think that is you. I'm going to come over here. Oh, and you're screwed up too. You got the wrong. So I'm going to have to go back and fix some of these other things. That and that. I had to fix this one anyhow. Ornate Trent, Ornate. There it is. That's better. Back over here. Resave that. Over that. So my florals look like they might have been a little screwed up. I've got the wrong thing selected here. Let's do this again. That one right there. Looking good. Where's all the Twitchy peeps? I don't know. Am I on the Twitch? I thought I saw I was on the Twitch. It's quiet. Nobody loves me anymore. I don't know. Maybe Charles fell asleep. He usually lets me know, but he doesn't have to if he's going to be here or not. I did do my announcement, right? And I'm live on YouTube. I seem to be live on Twitch. I'm looking at Twitch. I did my sound check. It was fine. I'm going to double check a couple of these. That one is right. That's the right color there. That's the right color there. I'm just going to double check my trim again. Oh, it was the dirty ones that I got flipped backwards. Okay. All right. So we're good. Moving along. I just did the green. We're going to go to our Mystic one. Dirty Mystic one. I think that's just a blue. Mystic one. Blue. All right, we need our Mystic one trim, which I think, is that it right there? That's it right there. That doesn't look right though. Looks like I saved the wrong thumbnail. And then I think those are dirty silver. All right, save that. Oops, I forgot to click Genesis first. Mystic one. Okay, Mystic 2 is, that's black, that's gold, and I'm not using the trim on the belt, just this. Okay. That says Mystic 2. That says Mystic 2. That's going to be dirty black. And that's going to be dirty gold. There we go. Oh, and I wanted to put the tatter map on this one. There we are. Once again, I forgot to check the Genesis. Mystic 2. What's that mean? I got like maybe 4 more after this one. And then we're going to make thumbnails. I'm going to use the thumbnail maker thing to do that. All right. After Mystic 2, I have red. So that's red and that's red. And then they both have the ornate trim on them. And I'm using the gold buttons. So there's the worn red. And we can come down here and add our ornate red trim. And select my button and add the worn to the button. Back over here. Hierarchical material pose preset. And once again, I forgot to select the Genesis. And red, but worn. And don't save. I've probably been accidentally saving some of these. We're probably going to have to resave a few of these, I think. So were you supposed to be? No, and then tan. Pretty sure tan is up next, right? So I got tan. I'm managing that with a brown belt, and we got wooden buttons. So I went past the tan, and then we used the dirty brown, and then we used the worn red buttons. Excellent. Oh, and this one, we're going to put the tatter map on. And now I forgot the Genesis 8. I was right there, and then and you are worn. And uncheck that. I think a few of those I have to fix. We'll do when we're doing the thumbnails. Actually, before we do the thumbnails, I'm going to use utility to knock the thumbnails out. We're going to double check our map files, though. Okay. I saved the tan? Yes. Which means white. I think everything's white, and I'm using ivory on the buttons there. So I can select that and that, and we are looking for this one right here is the worn white. Grab one of the buttons and use the worn ivory. Oops, there we go. And that's going to be white. Genesis 8 female, but you are worn. And okay, and accept. And all we have left is the yellow. I think those are brass. I'm just going to double check it because I'm having a hard time seeing what that says. That looks like the brass. Oh, it's an ivory button. Never mind. So yellow with the yellow ornate trim on both the belt and the dress. And yellow ornate trim. And the dirty ivory on the button. And save that. And once again, make sure you check the Genesis first, then save. Come over here to yellow and call that worn yellow. Uncheck, and I should be good. All right, we're going to double check these really quick. I'm going to change the materials on the Genesis 8 so that if one of these is broken, she'll pop back into view. So what I'm going to do is select her and make her invisible with a shader. And then we're just going to run through these really quick to make sure they do what they're supposed to do. That one did not do what it's supposed to do. So we'll resave that. Right off the bat, there, that needs to be unchecked. That's better. If it takes too long, it gives me an idea I've screwed it up. Well, not too long. There's a little bit of a difference in the load time between the two. Kind of gives it away. And it means I saved it with that checked. I wasn't paying attention. All right, and then I'm going to undo back to that, and then reapply. And just kind of roll through these. And these should work with Genesis 9 too. I think I've maintained. We're going to double check Genesis 9. After we're going to make the thumbs first. And we're good. All right, I'm going to line that up in the scene. I'm going to use this thumbnail mastery script that I purchased at Daz. In order to get that to work, I've got to rename my Genesis, this thing here, DS Thumbnail Focus. So we're going to do that. You are going to become DS Thumbnail Focus. I think that's good. Oh, there's already something labeled. I'm going to say yes to that, and I'm going to find out where's our other thumbnail focus. It's right there. Let's change the name of that. And then let's clean up the name of this one. Should be good. Okay, I'm going to hit save. I'm going to do a quick render just to make sure my render settings are looking good. I think I'm going to tweak the tone mapping just a hair, though. If that gets a little blown out, I'm going to tweak things and then resave it. Let's come over here. Tone mapping. That's looking fine. I think I'm going to just make it just slightly darker with the exposure value. Yo, Napsmore, how are you doing? I haven't made a custom command for you just yet. So you just get the regular old shout out for now. Okay, have I saved this? I'm going to render thumbnails now. We're making our hierarchical material. Before I do that, though, I'm going to delete all the PNGs in this folder. This doesn't take that long, but you still might want to take a little break or something. Let's view, sort by type. We'll do that. And then I can just select all of these, and we're going to delete those. And we're good to go. Okay, close that. And we're going to come over here and launch that thumbnail mastery script. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to use this thumbnail file. And the directory I want is over here. Right here. I want to use this hierarchical materials directory. Okay, select presets. So we're going to use the hierarchical material presets in that folder. All of these should be like 24. That doesn't give me a number though. That's fine. All right, I think we're ready to hit the button and let it crank on generating thumbnails. So it's going to make, what, 24 tip files and 24 thumbnails. Activate, create the thumbnails. Yes. So I'm working on the Do Light outfit. It is that close to being done. Sort of done. Sort of done means it's close enough for me to send over to Valkyrie so that she can then set up, make an add-on file, add-on texture pack for it. And then I can start getting the promos done and setting it up to submit to Daz. All right, I think we're cooking now. Let me see if we can find this folder and if we can kind of watch the progress or not. My windows can be funny sometimes. You're in my fantasy folder. You are Do Light. We're going to go to people, Genesis 8, clothing, me, Do Light dress materials, and we're looking at the hierarchical material presets. And are you generating yet? You're not generating yet, are you? It's still clearing the scene. Oh no. You haven't been playing much, working on getting the animated part mod into the KSP correctly, so you've pulled back, just added static parts for now. Oh, nice. Windows does stand up, try to be funny, but gets booted. No. Don't be funny. Are you? Oh, it's rendering now. There it goes. You can see in the background it's applying the presets. And are we seeing those generating? And you can see it's starting to generate them down here. I'm going to rename the small ones because I want to. These, Daz will use these as is, but Daz really likes to have a .duff in there. Anyhow, while that's happening, I'm going to see if I can get away with launching Marvelous Designer at the same time. I have a few more thumbnails I'm going to render for this outfit. And then there's the outfit we were working on yesterday. So I'm going to take a look at where we were with that. Which will be, I forgot what I was calling that already. Didn't I give it a name? I've already forgotten. I was going to call it Bard, but I don't think I wanted to go with Bard. The lunch meat was on the floor, but it was okay. It's bologna. Wah, wah, wah. And now Windows is going to boot. No. Why don't I have an autosave file? I don't need that. That was left over from making special morphs earlier today. Open project. Let's go over to projects. This is in the fantasy folder as well. Fantasy is an F. There we go. I haven't got a folder set up for this yet. I don't know what I'm calling it yet. But that's what it's looking like. I don't know. Maybe ChatGTP has an idea. I'm going to try to fit this back onto the screen, though. Can I get to the bottom of this? There we go. I can. Yay. I was kind of thinking a Bard outfit at one point, but I changed my mind on that. And I do have a two short version set up for this. Oh, you know what? I was going to rearrange these because I actually want this line over here, which means I didn't want this line down. I wanted these to actually line up underneath. So you know what? I think we'll work on that. We'll take a quick peek at where we are with our thumbnails. We're chugging along. So what I want to do is I'm going to move that there. I'm going to re-weld. I'm going to do offset as an internal line. Do I want to say maybe 10? I think that's going to be good. All right. And we'll merge that back together. Nope, that did not go the way I wanted it to. I want to merge these two. I thought it would figure it out. Hey, Art, how are you doing? I think that merged the wrong way. It merged up. I want to merge down. Let's try this. So if I select you in this order and then say merge. All right, that's what I wanted it to do. And I'm going to take that. What I want to do is I want an internal line right there. Offset as an internal line. We want to do 10. And okay on that. And then we want to merge these together. That's probably going to be, then I want to cut and sew these. And this should still be symmetrical, so that's looking good. And now I'm just going to lower this over here. Let's go take a peek at where we are. All right, thumbnails are still chugging along. We're working on the worn versions. That was the worn blue. So we still have another 10 more, 20 more thumbnails to render. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to take this and pop it up a little. I'm going to add an internal line here. Going to take these and merge those. And then I want to put an internal line right here. Then I want to take these. Am I going the right way? I think I am. And merge those. I think that went the right way. We got about $750 back to the credit card. Doing well. Settled with Southwest. They refunded one-way tickets to Seattle plus refunded carriage baggage, oversized fees. Oh, not exactly the 2,400. But those funds. Dang, that hurts. I guess it's better than nothing, but still. We'll cut and sew those. How are we doing over here? We're still cranking along, making thumbnails over in the background. Am I good? I think I'm good. Refunded back to the credit card might be better than cash. You just spend it at Daz. I don't. Yeah, you're going to spend all your money at Daz anyhow. No, don't do it, Art. All right. Let's snap you to there. Let's get you moved back into place. Okay, I think I'm good. Oh, these need to be tweaked a little bit, don't they? Because they got a little... Oh, I have to adjust this as well, don't I? Oh, pooper scoopers. So I'm just going to do offset as an internal line. Actually, I selected the wrong thing, didn't I? Let's move you over here for a second. Need an internal line right there. Cut and sew that. Merge those together. Oops, it didn't go the right way. Now you got room to fill your tank up between payday on the Escalade. The Escalade is 21 and no longer wants to drink her gas. Vacuum leak somewhere. Oh no. Hopefully that's good. How are we doing over here? Almost. Red. I see red, which means then we have white and yellow to go. All right, I got to tweak this one over here. So we're going to move you down. Come in here. Offset as an internal line. Cut and sew that. Hey, thanks. I'm happy with how it's looking so far. Merge those together. Hopefully it ends up over here. Yay. And then snap that back into place right there. Am I in the right spot? Did you not come down? Oh, that was mirrored. That was mirrored. I didn't need to do that, doy. trying to back up. So those I actually didn't need. Where is my cut and sew at here? You know what? I think I'm good. That one was fine, and you're in the wrong spot, so can I just put you back like that? That works. Do I have a cut in here? I don't have a cut in here, though, do I? I need a cut right there. And the thumbnails are almost done. So what I need to do is kind of do that. Am I in the right? Can I cut and sew that? I think I'm good. What are you looking at over here? All right, let's take a look over here. That looks fine. So to make the short version, I'm going to delete this stuff down here and then delete these lacings. I think that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to ignore the fact that there's not going to be a tie over here. Or I could just put the tie in the... I don't want the tie in the underarm, though. Yeah, we're just going to do that. All right, I think my thumbnails are done. So let's come over here. Okay, finished. Yay. Let's hit refresh. Nope, I hit the wrong button. Let's hit refresh. There's my thumbnails for my hierarchical material pose files. I do have to still render these. We're going to go ahead and render these out. I'm going to do those by hand because I have to do a weird little change each time. And we'll do it on this. And so let's take that. I'm just going to put a white on that. We'll come over to here to the scene. I'm going to bring the I'm going to just make that visible again. That's actually Genesis 8. We'll do that. I don't have it selected. Never mind. Let's do that. There we go. I'm actually going to make Genesis 8 a little bit darker. Like so. And I'm going to hide the belt. I'm going to select that. We're going to make it kind of a gray, a neutral gray. Come over here, and then we're going to run through. So that's dress default. I'm just going to simulate and then render that. And while that's simulating, I'm going to hit save over here just in case. And then we'll sneak back over into here. And now that that's done, we'll hit render. This will be the tip file. So we're going to save that. Over here in the GeForce preset file, I'm replacing that one right there, which you can't see because it's hidden behind chat. Okay, let's use the GeForce off, run the simulation. Oh no, it ran, and I hit GeForce off. Let's cancel that and try that again. That's not supposed to. Did that happen? Let's try that again. It is happening. Okay, I got to resave that because that means my preset's not working, or I saved it wrong, or something. That's supposed to say 0. And this is a material preset, so I'm going to save as a material preset and save that right there. and say yes. I know, that blasted D-Force. That wacky D-Force. Right click, check only, all simulation settings, accept. All right, I'm gonna do that. Okay, I'm just doing this so I can see that happen and cancel that because I don't need to see that. Okay, now we apply our D-Force off. Simulate. Nothing. Error. It can't find anything to simulate. That's what's supposed to happen. All right, control, render that. Looking good. Save that tip file right there. Okay, now we're going to do we're going to make it fully dynamic. And to demonstrate that, we're going to hide Genesis 8 and we're going to have this drop to the ground. So let's do that. To do that, I'm going to bring this plane in for just a minute. Go back up here. I'll make sure that's selected. I'll apply that, and let's see how this goes. This should just flop to the ground. That's what we were expecting to happen. If it takes a little too long to do that, we'll adjust the simulation settings to just run the sim a little bit longer. All right, so that's looking good. I'm going to hide the plane. We're going to just zoom in. Zoom in on this, tweak the camera a little bit. All right, render that. That's the thumbnail for the full D-Force. By default, the dress has settings to help hold the shape a little better. But who knows? Somebody might want to just make it completely dynamic and drop it. So that's what this preset does. Did I just render my thumbnail? I thought I did. Save that. Okay, we're going to do the belt now. We're going to do some of the belt. I'm going to delete that because I don't need it anymore. What are you? You're a button. I don't need the button in here. We're going to bring that back. We're going to come here, and I'm going to leave the buttons on here, I think. I think I'm going to, you know what, I'm going to put the wood shader on that. And I'm just going to use this base white shader. Then I'm going to make everything gray. That gray there is what I almost always use. All right, then we're going to come over here. I'm going to double click and apply my default. We're going to bring the Genesis 8 back into the scene, visible again. We'll run the simulate. So this is actually designed to work with the dress, but that's fine. It works without. All right, render that. Looks fine. That is the default. Then I'm going to apply the off. And then we hit the sim button. And it's whining because there's nothing to simulate, which is what it's supposed to do. I'm going to save that over this. Nope, that was a full. This is off. I want off. Okay, now we're going to hide you. Bring the belt back. Once again, we're going to put that full setting on there. I'm going to bring that plane back in here to stop it from falling forever. And we'll run this in with that. It should just drop to the ground. It might look a little weird with the buttons, but I don't really care. All right, I'm going to hide that plane and render that for the thumbnail. I have one more, but these are D4 settings for the undone belt. There you go, belt full. Okay, you I don't need anymore. That hidden thing there is the whatchamacallit. There's the belt that is undoable. So we'll come up here. This one has morphs in it that allow us to open the belt up. I'm going to show those off. Here you go, open left. And we can open right. And the belt comes apart. Yay. All right, I'm going to... I have D4 settings that are a little bit different than the normal belt for the undone belt. So we're going to apply that just to make sure that is that right there. Okay, we're going to change the colors on this too. Kind of what we did on the last one. I'm going to put white on the belt. And what did I do? I did wood on the buttons. And then we made them all that gray color. Okay. And did I apply that? I think I did. All right, let's see how this goes. This should kind of come a little looser. I might tweak that a little bit. We'll see. But you can kind of see how, because it's not fully dynamic, it holds some of its shape. Anywho, under that. Come over here, save that. I got a few more little cleanup things I'm going to do. So browse the folder. All right, that's good. These I need to replace. These are the 91 by 91 thumbnails that Daz generated, and they look like crap. We want to use small versions of these. Okay, resize the image resizer, 91 by 91. Hit that resize. Yay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to rename these. 5, 6, 7. Because the renamer added a little bit of, doesn't quite name them the way I need them for Daz to like. All right, this is, we're going to replace this with this, and then Daz will be happier. So come over here and we'll refresh. Yay, happy thumbnails. I wanted to clean up the thumbnails in here a little bit too. Although I don't really have to because they are working. But I'm going to anyhow. So in here, what I want to do is I want to add a .duf right in front of that PNG there. So I'm just going to grab the small ones. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and we're good. Once again, we use the renamer. I'm going to replace .png with duff.png. And then we'll just come over here, double check, and I'll do a refresh just to make sure. Looking good. All right. So this is good. This is good. These need to be renamed because they still say AO, so I'm going to fix that. My shaders. I just select all of these and swap out that AO for a do light. Should be good. Alrighty. I should be able to just copy these over to the G9. And they should work. So we're going to delete those out and replace them. So the ones in the G8 folder should work. Except we have to rename the hierarchical material files. So these we have to say G8 on, but they work with either. So G8 female, and that becomes G9. You know, there's too many R's in female. That's better. All right, apply that. Should be good. Just a little bit more double checking. I'm just going to make sure that these work with G9. So hide that. Back up a little bit. Load a G9 in here real quick. Let's come over here and put the outfit on. I'm in the wrong folder. Or am I? Oh, I still have the Genesis 8 selected. There we go. That's better. There we are. We're happier with that. Let's see how this goes. Oh no, my buttons aren't changing. Why aren't my buttons changing? Everything else is changing. I might have to resave these just to get the buttons to work. Dangity dang it. Why are you... Because you're in a different spot in the hierarchical settings or something. No, they're not. They're little... They're simple little discs with threads in them. All right, I'm going to, later on tonight, I'm going to fix these. I just have to resave them back out with the buttons redone. I think it just has to do with the body part names being different or something. Or maybe it's because I have too many in here already. What if I do file new? I'm going to try this, file new. I'm just double checking and making sure it's not. Oh, it's a Gingerbread Man quote. Of course. I don't want to save those. We're still waiting. Okay, let's try this. All right, reactivating Genesis 9. Putting on the Genesis 9 version of the outfit. Coming back over to the hierarchical material files, and you know what? I'll do white, see if the buttons... No, I don't think the buttons changed. Buttons aren't changing. Okay, I'll have to just resave those out, I think. I also want to... Let me just test the... Pretty sure these shouldn't work. The short version and the undone version as well. So there's the short dress that Sarah wants. There's the undone belt. And the buttons aren't changing on that either, as I thought they would. All right, we're done playing with Daz for tonight. We'll go play with Marvelous Designer for a little bit until 9 o'clock. Although I've made a lot of progress on that dress. We might actually be getting it into Daz tonight. We'll see how this goes. You I don't need. Because I think I'm actually done. And we're ready to start chopping it up and assigning materials. I need to make sure my UV map is correct. Let's see, reset the 2D arrangement and fit. And say okay. Sorry, you've been up some sore. Didn't want to fall back to sleep and oversleep. It's early for you. Apparently listening for anything that I haven't heard. You know, that actually fits that space fairly well. Okay, let's I have shorts, I have short waist, and I have short... I need that to be not shorts. Short cuffs. That's what that is. Did I hit copy on that? I did. Let's go back to the 2D pattern window while we do this. I'll put you there. Did I not? Come on. That's fine. You can sit there if you really want to. You are shorts, cuffs. Or do you? Your shorts. I think you're good then. Your shorts. Why are you... I'm going to change the colors on these. Okay, now the dress has changed color. That's fine. Let's select all of this. Add dress trim. We'll start everything out as dress trim. And now I'm going to have to, we're going to have laces top and laces upper, laces lower. And they will come like down to there. So that's going to be dress laces, side, dress, laces, side, upper. I went one too. I just went a bridge too far. There we go. That's what we want. All right, plop that into there. Copy that, call it lower. Actually, I'm just going to call this laces side and then laces side lower. I think that's what we're going to do. Yep, all right. These have got names, I thought, but I seem, oh, that's because I changed them. And so this is going to be dress knots. It's going to be dress knots and ends. Ends. And this is going to be dress. I'm going to just call that bow or dress knot laces, dress knot laces. Yeah, let's do that. And I don't think I need to say ends, now that I think about it. I just need that to be knot laces. And these little squares in here are going to be knots. Oh, and these are attachments. So the Daz actually has a marine. I saw that. It's a little past my price range, but it looked nice. I can't speak about its accuracy. And then you, and you. I'm just going to call knots. That I'm going to get rid of. These I'm going to just group together a little bit better. All right, now we're moving along. This and this and this are just going to be dress. Then I need a dress lower. And I need a... I didn't need to say dress lower. I just need to say dress lower. Then I need a hem. Love the Cyber Tinker Sailor one, but the Sloshworks one that's using is the one that you use in many of your renders. Yeah, I've seen the Cyber Tinker ones too. Those are, you got a lot of nice variations that go with those. I can't remember which one the Sloshworks one was off the top of my head. Hem lower. I need trim lower. I also need something that's actually just going to say trim hem. Am I? No, I'm not. Never mind. We're good. It appears what is known as dress blues, if you recall. Dress blues. Which one? It has the short sleeve. Are those dress blues? I thought dress blues were, dressier. Are those actually dress? Well, if Art says it is for Marines. Are you not free? What's going on here? Oh, you're lost. I need a dress collar in here. And sleeves and sleeve trim. We still need to chop up some sleeve trim here. I'm going to say, actually, yeah, I'm going to say trim. It's not quite a cuff. So I'm going to put a little offset as an internal line. We're going to do a little 5 on that one. Just to... And cut and sew that. Actually, I did that wrong. I'm going to undo that. What I want is not that. I want that. I'm going to offset that 5. I don't know what I just did. Offset as an internal line. Cut and sew those. Set that to be sleeves. Set that to be sleeve trim. Did I make you collar yet? Nope. Make that the collar. You know, I'm also going to call these collar. This is lace chest. Right there. I'm just going to copy that and call that lace's chest. And that's these things right here. And I'm going to give these all colors and we'll come back to it. Is that fabric? You know what? I don't need that. Okay. Apply. 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 Oops, I forgot to hit apply. I keep forgetting. I see that color over there and I forget that it isn't actually applied. You have to like click here and then apply over here. All right, active. So you may know a thing or two about what you wore. Okay, I'll give you that. And apply. All right. Let's see how we're doing. Okay, I got to change the color on this thing. I'm going to grab all of those at once, and then we're going to make them not laces. And these are not lace attachments. And then those and those are not lace knots. Or just knots. Just knots. Those should be laces, except they're strengthened. That's collar, that's dress. Oh, these didn't change to sleeve and sleeve trim. I think I already got those. I think I got those. Trim lower should be that, 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 and that. Looks like I got them. Trim. You're supposed to be. You are dress trim. Okay, you're fine. Are you? What color is the dress then? I haven't. Do I have dress in here? Did I lose dress? Dress? I did. And it shouldn't say dress. That's silly. And we put that over there. Oop. And we'll put that on the back. And then dress lower. There and there. Okay, dress hem is this one right in here. Okay, hem lower right there. Laces side lower. I can't see the colors for those, but it's going to be this and whatever it's down below that one, the bottom four. So we're going to select those like that and take you, plop you on there. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. Grab that, and that should just be dress laces. Laces side, there we go. I think I've got all my trim set up. I think I've got all my materials set up. Probably good to go. I'm going to hit save just in case here. Oh, that needs to be dressed lower right over there. Yo, Tesno Pesno in the house, baby. How are you doing, Mr. Pesno? Give our DJ friend a follow. Check him out if you ever can. I think this is ready to go. Hit save. All right, we're going to fit it to the Genesis 9 base. And then we'll fit it to the Genesis 8 female. There are two parts in here. Trying to plan your future and fall asleep. Is trying to plan the future helping you fall asleep any? That usually just does the opposite for me. It just makes me, planning the future just makes me anxious and keeps me up at night. Probably not helping. Yeah. Okay, I've got some things that are frozen. I'm going to leave those frozen. I think they're there, and there. We'll have to maybe tweak them a little bit later on when we see how poorly placed they are. Well, let's just unfreeze everything and just kind of see how that works out. Maybe. So I have hit save. We have saved everything. We are saving everything. Everything has been saved. I'm going to hit K. I'm going to hit H. Nothing is happening. Fine. Be that way. Control K. Right click. Freeze. Unfreeze. Strengthen. So if I do this, I want to see if these explode or not. I might be able to get away with. No, they're acting a little weird. I'm just going to go back to these just being frozen by themselves, I think. Otherwise, if I just do that, it just becomes a giant wiggly mess. All right. Let's morph this. Let's try this. G9 avatars. There's the G9 base. Right click and add to workspace and load as a morph target and say OK. Okay, simulation is running. Oops, something exploded. Something else exploded. You know what? They were the laces, and it's probably because, yeah, they were the frozen laces. Came to Spain searching for heat. Was heat found? That's what we really want to know. If I remember correctly, dress blue alpha, blue trousers, dress blue blouse, black dress shoes, white frame cover, medals, ribbons, and badges. Dress blue Bravo, same as the above, but just ribbons and badges. Charlie, blue trousers, long sleeve khaki shirt, black dress shoes. Delta, same as Charlie, but with the short sleeve shirt. It's not too hot. Well, it is winter, even in Spain. You know, this isn't going well. This is why we saved before doing this. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to freeze the whole knot. I think the whole thing is failing horribly now. I'm just going to close the program and relaunch. We had saved. This was the real reason why I hit save before everything. I actually remember to save. Yay. I don't know what you're doing. Why are you being a butt? Some places might drop below freezing, but it's sunny and warm during the day. It was actually, what did we do? We got 48 degrees Fahrenheit here today. I don't think we're going to dip below freezing tonight, though, which is kind of a pleasant change. What happened? I don't know. I don't want the auto recovery file. We're just going to do open project. And I'm just going to reopen that. 8:29. That was just a couple minutes ago. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to freeze the whole knot, I think. And I'll see how that goes. So Control K on that. And And then we'll come over here and do the same thing on this one. And what we might have to do is nudge these around a little bit. I didn't want to freeze. You know what? That's okay. I'm going to freeze that too. Control K. Did I freeze? I froze that. Okay, excellent, excellent, excellent. That's going to work. And we're going to come over here. I'm going to freeze these two. We'll unfreeze them in a little bit. But for what we're doing right now, I'm just going to try to freeze that. Okay, now let's try to morph. Let me hit save on this. This is a safe spot. Oh, now I can't see chat. Sorry, chat. Load as a morph target. Okay. All right, it's simulating. It's simulating. Is it reshaping? It's reshaping. Nothing's exploding. I'm waiting for this to change back to white. You can barely see it up there. It is now gray. We are good. Let me resize the window so I can see chat again. There's. Maybe you should sleep. You could try. Yeah, I'm not sure what to tell you about that, Tesno. Sleep is good. I've realized that. Drinking alcohol does not help my sleeping at all. Oh, that's the wrong color. See, this is why I color things. So I can spot stuff like... All right, come on. Spot stuff like that is the wrong material. So what we can do, what I'm going to do is we'll unfreeze these. Oh, that was the... Oh no, I've lost the pattern. There we go. I'm going to unfreeze. I'm going to unfreeze this and then refreeze the knot. It's probably easier to do it that way. So freeze that and freeze all of that. I don't know why that is doing that. What the Farfignugan? If I do that, does it help any? It's helping a little bit. We're going to stop that. We'll back this up to right about there. And I think then we'll just do that and do this. And what I want to do is I want to just kind of move this to a slightly better spot. So I could just select all of those. And maybe just adjust that so it lines up a little better. Maybe kind of in there. Okay, it's still a little, it's probably a little high. And I could probably maybe rotate you a little bit and maybe bring you out. Right in there might be good. See, I got this knot felt through. There we go. That's better. Do I have gravity going on? That's my next question here. I do. So I don't know, maybe I can... That just doesn't want to relax, does it? I think that's going to be fine. All right, so baby steps. We'll come over here, and I'm just going to freeze that for a bit, and then we'll move on to the next one. And how is that lining up? Does that look okay? So that's this over here. So I think maybe if I unfreeze those. That's unhappy. Where's my knots? Let me see if I can tweak the settings on this so that it doesn't... Or maybe just tweak the additional thickness or something. Particle distance, that's fine. Additional thickness, that is really slow already. I say 1, how does that do? Okay, stop that for a second. I'm going to grab these two. And unstrengthen them and see if they just drop down or if they just go wacky. It just goes wacky. So, you know what? I'm just going to freeze that up for now. I might be able to fix it with DAZ. Do a stupid DAZ trick and just simulate those a little bit. The simulation in DAZ D-Force might actually be better in this case. I'm just double checking. Did I turn you all blue? Yep. Okay. And what about you guys? I think I just need to move this around a little bit. These and these. Maybe put it down there. Maybe bring you in here a little bit. Let's unfreeze this stuff. Strengthen it, unfreeze it, and see how that's looking. You know, for something that's frozen, it got a little wonky in there. That is not a good shape. It got deformed despite the fact I told it not to move. So I have to kind of rebuild this thingamabobby because that thingamajigger went wacky. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to deactivate all the sewings in here. So here, we'll select everything. I'm just going to freeze it all. And then I'm just going to fix this knot. You know, that is looking pretty good right there. You're just going to deactivate all of this sewing. Am I looking? Why am I not seeing it? I think I have to activate it. Then I can activate. Deactivate pattern and so on. All right. So I'm just going to leave this one frozen. I'm going to unfreeze the rest. And we'll see if that will get itself sorted back out. It doesn't want to. That's annoying. It done broke. That's a horrible mess. I can't see what I'm doing. I have a solution for that, though. I can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm focusing on trying to get this built back together. Oh, these knots are just so futzy. There you go. So let's see if I can reposition this into a nice... No, I don't want all of you. I just want you. I just want you. And I want you to line up right there. And then I want that one. And I want you to go into the back. You know, this being really laggy is not helping things. It's kind of the opposite of helpful. All right, let's see if we can get you situated back in here. I know this guy. I'm not even sure I've had these quite oriented the right way or not. If I can get this square built up into the right shape again. And that's not supposed to be behind. That's supposed to be in front of the other one. That should be like maybe right about there. So these are going to be stacked on top, and then these little spacers have to connect in between them. So that's what we're trying to do here. So I'm going to select that, that, and that. I'm going to freeze them. I'm going to do this and see where the little red spacers go. None of them are in the right spot there. Yo, Meow, how are you doing? I'm making clothes. I'm actually working on a bow, but Marvelous Designer is fighting me. Marvelous Designer has decided that the stuff that I had frozen was going to be moved anyhow. And that wasn't quite as helpful as you might imagine. Lurk does not work here. I don't know. I guess not. I don't know. Did somebody try to lurk? Lurk emote. That's what we're seeing. All right, you're connected to that. You're connected to over here. I think I got to rotate you maybe. It's kind of what I think I'm seeing here. I wish I could orient the rotations better. That would certainly help a bit. I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to rotate this one. And I think this just needs to kind of go kind of this way. And then a little this way. You know, it would be really nice if I could just type in numbers. But instead we have to, and this really doesn't like me. All right, let's see how this is going. I got that lined up. Let's see if these connectors get a little bit better over here. Nope, not really. I think it looks like I'm twisted or something. I can't tell, and I have no idea what you're supposed to be connected to. None of this stuff is working the way it's supposed to. If I just unfreeze, all right, let's stop that. Let's do that. Let's select these. Let's do Control L, Control K. And if I do that, it's probably just going to dance all the way, all sorts of weird. Let me just double check and make sure my layering's fine. My layering is fine. My additional thickness, I don't know. We'll do that. See if that makes a difference. I'm supposed to have some stuff sewn into here, but I'm not seeing it. I think I'm just going to go back and retry this. We're just going to open up. It's almost coming up on 9 o'clock anyhow. Let's open project and we'll just revert back. This isn't working. File not saved. Do you want to save? No, I don't want to save. We'll try this. We'll open up this again. We'll say okay. I think I did have these all frozen. I'm going to take a look at these before we simulate to see if they're already screwed up or not. So it's these little ties on the bottom of the sides of the lacing. You know, if I zoom in, if I look at that, you know what? It's not quite screwed up yet there. So what I think I might do is disconnect. You know what? I'm going to disconnect these and then we'll reconnect them later. Let's try that. So I'm going to deactivate pattern and sewing on that. Except I can't because it's frozen. So I have to activate so that I can deactivate. How freaking stupid is that? That one always annoys me. The fact that I can't just deactivate sewing and stuff. I have to, if it's frozen, you have to activate it. Then you can deactivate it. Just because somebody didn't think that just changed the state. Oh well. I got to do the same thing over here. It's moving kind of slow too. Marvelous Designer just gets slower and slower the longer you work with it. It's like it gets tired. Poor Marvelous Designer, so tired. Probably saving all the undos. Yeah, that's what I keep thinking. Yeah, if I wasn't close to 9 o'clock, I would probably save and restart, maybe clear things up. Deactivate pattern and sewing. Okay, there we go. Let's see how this goes, and then let's see if I can get my knots back in. And I think, oh wait, I think I have to deactivate these two up here as well. We'll do that, and that. And I probably have to do an activate. And then deactivate. Okay, and then we're going to load in our base avatar as a morph target. Say okay to that. Okay, I can see the... I can't tell if it's doing anything. It still looks like the female shape to me. I still see the simulation running. I feel like it ignored me. So we're just going to try it again. All right, I think that might have worked. So here we'll do a save as project. For lack of a better name, I was calling it Bard. So I'm going to, until I can come up with something else to call this, Bard G9. And I've got my period in the wrong spot. So now let's see if we can get these activated back in. I'm going to do these in baby steps. I'm going to bring all of this in and we'll leave the knot frozen. Okay, turn the simulation off. Activate. Select that. Let me see. Are you about where I want you? You actually need to come down a little ways. You're probably going to sit right about in here. I'm getting between these two lines right in here. I think that's probably okay. I'm just going to freeze the whole thing. We'll run the sim to get the top strap in place. All right, let's bring this back to life, but leave the knot frozen. And I think I'm just going to leave the knot frozen. So what I want to do is unfreeze these. I think I'm going to test this. Every time I've run this thing though, those little straps tend to get weird explodey. So I'm going to chill and let it do what it's going to do for a minute here. And then stop that. Undo that. And then we'll just go ahead and strengthen that. Say screw it. Just make that stronger. And then see. When it's strengthened, it doesn't act as bad. So I don't know if that's ever going to relax into a position that I'm going to be happy with. I might want to push this back just a hair, though. Maybe if you put it back there. I think that's as good as that's going to get. Well, I'm going to tweak it elsewhere. Let me hit save. It's actually past 9. So I'm making progress, but Marvelous Designer really isn't happy with these teeny little knots. Anyhow, thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. We made good progress on the Do Light dress. That's coming along nicely. It is... I have to redo the hierarchical material files for Genesis 9. Other than that, this is in great shape. If I do that, you can kind of look and see how we're looking. And then I'm ready to start making promos for that. I'm in fairly decent shape on the lace dress if I can just get those little bows on the ends to act nicer. You know what? Some days they work well, and other days, like today, they're just being a pain in the tuchus. So anyhow, hey, if you're on YouTube, thanks for being here. Like and subscribe. That would be awesome. If you're on Twitch, we're going to go find somebody else to go hang out with. Some other cool cat. I'm just going to turn you off for right now. You did not like that. Okay, fine. So let's go. That is YouTube. That is my Twitch. Come over here and see who's on this fine Tuesday evening. I will be back Thursday, 7 p.m. for more stuff like this. Likely working on this dress, although, you know what? I started a Rogues outfit, too. That's you, your cube. Hey, good night, Art. Thanks for being here, man. Always appreciate seeing you. Marvelous Designer did not close. Let's try that. What's going on with Daz? Oh, I have Daz rendering. That's what part of my problem is. You know what? We're not going to render that. We're just going to raid out. Daz doesn't want to It's just completely slowing down the computer. Yes, I want to cancel the render. I'm going to do that. What is my phone doing? Nothing important. Oh, great. Are you done? Are you done? I'm going to wait for Daz. I probably shouldn't hit that render button. All right, who's on? Infozar is on. Amaranth is on. I'm going to close the program. Is that working? All right, we are done with Daz for now. Deathbringer is on, but they have too many viewers. Let's see if we've got any of the art friends hanging out. Give Jacques my regards. Ooh. Yeah, take care, Art. We will see you later, man. There's the Infozar. There's Irumakin. Kraken Not Stirred is on. Cyrus Dana is doing crafting. Show more. I don't know. You know what? We'll just go over and say hi to Irumakin, and then Irumakin will probably take us over to Infozar. So we'll do that. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. Hey, feel free to join the Discord if you haven't already. Hey, and feel free to shop Daz for my stuff. There you go. Yeah, and we will see you Thursday, hopefully. Anyhow, let's get this raid started. We have, if you can join the raid here on Twitch, and you're not a subscriber, you can use this raid call. If you are a subscriber, you can use the sub raid call. And I misspelled sub raid. That's my problem. Sub raid. There we go. And let me see. Who did I say we're going to raid? Irumakin. That was my who I'm feeling tonight. If I can find Irumakin, there is doing puzzles. So I'm going to slash start the raid, Control B, hit enter. Raid is going with 5 viewers. Thank you, 5 viewers. And then let's come over here. Now I'm down to 3 viewers. Let's copy this right there. And I can raid now. All right, thank you all for being here. Catch you later. Hasta la vista, baby.